Yeah, I think time management skills are more important for parents to teach their children. First of all, they help children focus on one task. Therefore, they can work more efficiently. In addition, it helps them stay organized in their daily lives. As a result, they can achieve better performance. That's why I think so. I prefer private lessons with learning a musical instrument. First of all, the instructor can provide personalized guidance tailored to my needs. Therefore, I can receive more detailed and effective instruction. In addition, private lessons allow better interaction between the teacher and the student. As a result, I can improve my skills more efficiently. That's why I think so. I agree that hiring good salespeople is an effective way to attract new customers. First of all, skilled salespeople can communicate clearly and understand customer needs. Therefore, they can provide better explanations and recommendations. In addition, this builds trust between the company and customers. As a result, it leads to higher sales and customer satisfaction. That's why I think so. I disagree with the statement that having fixed working hours for all employees is more effective. First of all, work schedules should be flexible to accommodate different working styles. Therefore, employees can work more efficiently at their own pace. In addition, flexible schedules allow people to work during their most productive hours. As a result, this leads to higher productivity and better overall performance. That's why I think so. I agree with the statement that the government should invest more in building landmarks. First of all, landmarks reflect the country's history and cultural identity. Therefore, they help people develop a strong sense of national pride. In addition, they attract tourists from all over the world. As a result, they contribute to economic growth by increasing tourism revenue. That's why I think so. I think it is a good idea to search for information online before visiting a doctor. First of all, it helps people better understand the symptoms in advance. Therefore, they can ask more specific and informed questions. In addition, this allows doctors to provide more accurate and helpful advice. As a result, it can lead to more effective treatment. That's why I think so. I think teaching slow-paced exercises like yoga is very beneficial for students. First of all, it helps them relieve stress and relax. Therefore, they can regain their energy and focus better. In addition, it improves their concentration and well-being. As a result, they can achieve better academic performance. That's why I think so. I think it is important for people to have hobbies. First of all, hobbies help people relieve stress. Therefore, they can feel more relaxed. In addition, hobbies help maintain a healthy work-life balance. As a result, people can live happier and more meaningful lives. That's why I think so. I think it is better to shop online. First of all, it is highly convenient and saves time. Therefore, people can shop more efficiently. In addition, online platforms offer a wide range of products. As a result, people can make more informed decisions. That's why I think so. In my opinion, traveling is the best way for high school students to spend a long vacation. First of all, when students travel without their parents, they can face and overcome challenges on their own. Therefore, it helps them build confidence and become more independent. In addition, these experiences help prepare them for their future. For example, when I was in high school, I traveled to New York with my friends and got lost. We asked the cashier for directions, and she told us where the nearest subway station was and which train to take. As a result, we learned a lot from that experience because we had to solve the problem by ourselves. That's why this picture shows the entrance of a restaurant. Three people are having a conversation. The man is wearing a gray sweater, and next to him, a woman is wearing a blue shirt. The woman on the right appears to be a waitress. She is standing behind a small table and holding a menu. Behind her, there is a black wall in the background. I can see a large refrigerator display case and a basket of bread. They seem to be asking for information or making a reservation. You're making a reservation.